Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. I just thought since I've made a video today on being real and being honest about my acne struggle, that maybe I should make another video and be real and honest about what is actually going on in my life right now. So there's a lot going on in my life. My husband Brent and I have been going through a lot of financial stress recently, and there's so many reasons for that. We've experienced some people judging us because of that. We've had more tension between the two of us because of it, and sometimes it's unexplainable, the tension that there is between us. There's really no reason for it, it's just there, and it takes a lot to keep things good between us at times, and other times it's so easy to know that we have each other to lean on through this difficult time. So probably about 3 weeks ago I quit my job. We were doing okay financially. We've never been good, but we were okay, and it was a very, very depressing workplace, and it was really sucking the life out of me. The people I was working with were actually becoming a little bit passive aggressive in the ways that they were treating me, and I just felt it was time to get out of there before it got too bad and before it really started to impact me in my everyday life. So I left there. Actually, before I left, I was given some work for Church for Life, delivering these blue bags. They deliver blue plastic bags with information on them, and they collect people's excess clothes. They sell them to micro businesses in Africa and Fiji to encourage production of jobs and to help these people to make a living for themselves. It doesn't pay much to deliver these blue bags, but I thought if I'm going to quit, I need to at least have something that I'm bringing in some money from. That's what I've been doing, and probably only a couple of days after that, our car broke down. So we took our car to the mechanic to have it fixed, and it became quite a large problem, which was really difficult for us. We had a holiday to the snow planned and booked, and this is one of the reasons that people have been judging us a lot, is because we're broke but we just went on a snow holiday. What a lot of people don't know about us is that we actually spent the past year and a half saving up for that. We didn't just go and spend all of our money on a snow holiday on a whim. We've actually been planning and preparing for this. And so we couldn't take our car with us. We had to carpool with some of the other people that were going with us, and we left our car at the mechanic. It was there for probably a total of 2 weeks. And when we got home, we had a huge bill to pay to be able to get our car back and to re-register it for 12 months. My husband Brent works as a real estate photographer at the moment, and he only gets paid monthly. So actually the bill that we paid when we came back to get our car back was the majority of his pay for that month, and we'd only been paid a week and a half beforehand. Another reason that we had no extra money left over was that we just spent most of our savings on a big electricity bill right before our holiday. We've just come out of winter here, and in winter we're using a fair bit of heating, oblivious to the fact that one of our heaters was actually faulty, and the roof in our rental place has no insulation. So a lot of the heating that we're putting into our house is going straight into the roof, which makes it really inefficient, which costs us a lot of money. There was nothing we could do to get out of some of those bills, so we just paid them, and it means that we have almost no money left. And this is really hard for me to talk about, because I'm not trying to get I'm not trying to get a heap of sympathy or pity from you people. I want to be real. It's been amazing in this time. I've heard that some people have been judging us and assuming that we're not working hard enough, or that you know, we're not managing our money well, but we have been managing our money so well. It's just that a lot of things have happened all at once. I mean, for example, not having use of our car has meant that in that time I couldn't actually do the work for Church for Life because my husband had to take my car to his job every day. He only works part-time, so the days that he was at home I had access to the car, but there's a bit of a scheduling system in that I can only deliver certain bags on certain days, and those days I had already arranged were going to be days that he needed the car, because at the time I didn't know we were only going to have one car. So that meant that I couldn't actually work in that time, and on top of that I've been working towards recording and selling music for as long as I can remember, and it's a very slow process, but it's moments like this where it gets really hard to know that you're still waiting and it's still not happening. Your dreams still aren't coming true. I'm still not making any money from my music. I still can't afford to even buy the equipment that I would need to get me better opportunities. The other thing that has happened in that time is that one weeknight someone came and stole Brent's bicycle and skateboard from our carport and veranda, and we live in a really good suburb here, and it's the second time we've had a skateboard stolen off our front veranda, and we don't have a shed or a yard or anything here to keep stuff, so we keep it in our carport or on our veranda or in our house, which is also quite small. You know, those things weren't worth a lot, but the way I see it is they're worth what they cost to replace, and we're not the sort of people who can afford to replace those on a whim. So that's been really tough. On top of that, you know, we've had so many people in this time, people that we least expected in some ways, who have been really helpful to us, and little reminders along the way of the people in our lives who really love and care about us. We had a friend come by. I'm not sure if he came by at night or in the morning, I'm not sure when, but he left some money under our door, and that was such a blessing and so totally unexpected. Our church has sent us gift cards for Coles so we can buy groceries, which has been really, really helpful and so amazing, and I'm so blessed. And we've had friends that we haven't spoken to in years offering to help us, to loan us money. But the other tough thing in this time is that it's actually really hard to accept money from people when everyone else is paying for their own stuff, and to know that, you know, we're adults and we should be supporting ourselves and we should be providing for ourselves, and we've had to be humble enough to accept help from other people. We've been really blessed by the offers of help that we've had, but at the same time it's kind of hurtful sometimes to have to accept that. As of right now, we owe 3 people money. My grandparents loaned us money straight away as soon as I asked, which was really nice, and if I'm perfectly honest, they probably would consider it a gift and they probably won't actually let me pay it back, but I still would like to try. I had a friend loan us our money to pay our rent this week because we just don't have the money available to do that. I also started this unique makeup business, and it costs to actually join, but one of my friends was so keen to see me succeed and see me try that she actually loaned me the money to get me started, with no end date for paying her back, which is so generous. And it can just be really tough sometimes seeing how people are available to give to us when we have very little to give in return, and it's such a blessing, but it's also incredibly stressful. we're trying to sell our car, which we've just spent a lot of money fixing, so it's probably in really good condition, but we're trying to sell it just so that we have money to make ends meet and to pay people back and to get ourselves back on track. But what that means is that it's really hard for me to actually have work or find work in that time. I'm trying to get another job, and I've applied for a position at Donut King, which is not my dream job, but would pay some bills. But the trouble with that is that, again, if we sell our car, I actually have no way of getting there unless I specifically work on the days when Brent is not at work, and that doesn't leave a lot of room for my employers and their need to be flexible, and so that limits my opportunities as well. What I'm really trying to do is build my business in makeup and in these health videos and through my music, and hopefully one of them or all of them will take off at some point, and I will actually be able to work from home and we won't need 2 cars. Another thing we're looking at doing at the moment is actually moving from our rental here and going into a house share with my younger sister and one of our good friends, because by house sharing we could save a lot of money each week. But the difficulty we've had with that is that our income is not good, but even though it's probably good enough, we also have no money in our bank account, so when we submit bank statements it doesn't look real good. We got information today that one of our applications has been rejected, and it was probably the best house of them all that we could see ourselves living in and fitting in, and that was affordable, and it's been rejected. And I honestly don't know why. I can only assume that it's because our applications took too long to get in, because our combined monthly income of all the people applying was pretty impressive. And through all of this, I'm trying to keep my skin healthy and my body healthy, because I have been sick for the majority of my life, and the last 2 years I've really found healing, and I need to maintain that. But I'm also trying to get my body back on track to being healthy, and that can take a lot of time and energy. With all of that, I also have family issues, in that the family I grew up in is not perfect. No one's family is perfect, but there are incidents of emotional abuse, and I stay in touch with all of my brothers and sisters, and recently there have been a couple of issues at home, and there's not too much that I can do to help, and that can be really hard for me to deal with sometimes, to know as a big sister. I'm second eldest of 8 kids. To know that there's very little I can actually do to help them, because right now I have no money, so I can't support them in too many things other than just being available to them and listening and loving them. And whilst I know that those things are important, just last night we were talking about the possibility if any of those kids ever needed to come and live with us or to spend time with us, that we would absolutely open our doors to them. But at the same time, we don't know how we would ever be able to support them unless, you know, God provided us with a miracle, which I'm still waiting for. And through all of this, I was just sitting outside in the sunshine thinking about all of this and trying to figure out what to do, and just feeling so down about everything that we're going through. Sorry. And as I was thinking about it, I really have this strong emotion that's telling me that it's time to give up, and that I've had enough of life, and I don't want to keep trying. You know, what's the point in trying to sell this makeup? Most people have already found something they like and they're not that interested. What's the point in trying to keep up with my music? I've had some interest from a recording studio, but it didn't go anywhere, and I honestly don't see for myself any way through and any way forward from here. And I'm also questioning, you know, whether we keep on trying to find a house share, or if that's just going to be more stressful and it's worth to just keep being rejected, or to have to settle for something that we won't fit in comfortably and that will just increase our stress. Because going from living with just me and my husband back to house sharing, which I have done before we were married, can be quite stressful. There's going to be 4 people crammed into one house who are all trying to live their own individual lives. That can be stressful, and I really don't like the idea of being crushed into a small house that we don't fit in, where we have to be in each other's way all the time. So it can be quite difficult to find the right place at the right price. We have found a few options and it's just a matter of applying for them, but I guess feeling really down can make me really stress out about some of these extra issues that may not really be issues. And as I was thinking about all of this and feeling like I should just give up, I feel like I want to give up and I want to let go. I can't, and I refuse to. I firmly believe that we are being put under pressure by life, by the devil, and that the devil wants to bring us down. He wants to see us fail. He wants to see us give up. And whilst I am struggling right at this moment to feel like God really cares about us and our situation, I have seen little glimpses of him in the strangest of areas sometimes, and I just have to keep trusting that he's there. And right now I don't feel like he is, but I know that he is, and I just want to say that I'm going to keep trying. I'm going to keep putting my best foot forward. I'm going to keep making these videos. I'm going to keep promoting my makeup business. I'm going to keep writing songs, and I'm going to keep pushing on until something changes, because something has to change. It has to change eventually. I'm just going to trust that it's going to. The way I see it, there's a couple of ways it could change. One is that things get better or things get worse, and I'm going to assume that they're going to get better, because right now if things get worse, I have no idea where we'll be. I'm not sure if this is really very encouraging or empowering, but I just want to let people know that just because I'm smiling and I'm sharing stuff on YouTube and on Facebook, it doesn't mean that life is always wonderful and easy for all of us all of the time. And I hope that if there's someone else who's going through a really difficult time right now, that you know you're not the only one. We all have rough times, and just because our social media looks fantastic doesn't mean that our lives are. I choose to be joyful, because if I don't choose to be joyful, it gets too much and I can't cope. I have to choose to be joyful. I choose to keep trying because I have to choose to hope, and to hope that things will improve. And if I don't keep trying, then that means that I've chosen to give up. And if I've chosen to give up, I've chosen to let go of hope. And I refuse to do that. I want to encourage you girls that whatever you're going through in life, that you refuse to give up, and that you keep on trying, that you can choose joy and choose to hope. And I know a lot of people struggle with depression and anxiety, and I just want to tell you that you can still choose joy and you can still choose hope despite your circumstances, and things can change. And I'm going to assume and expect that they will. I really hope that in some way this encourages you to know that life is hard, but we're in it together. Especially us girls, we can stick together through this, and we can lift each other up and remind each other that life is good, but it's also hard. But we can keep on trying, and we can keep on keeping on. Thanks for watching.